Mark Carlisle here. It's Wednesday, October 7, 2014. I've been the victim of electronic harassment for the past 3 years. Basically, I want to make some statements here that I'm going through psychophysical weapons being used on me. And this started in John Kavanaugh's store. I had people like Mike Procaro, who's Homeland Security Office of Emergency Management, in the picture, the Vernon PD in the picture, Pete Olson Sr. in the picture, and I've been the victim of federal and state crimes for the past 3 years. When I gave the courthouse guard, a DVD asking for help and giving a little bit of information, he was reamed out by Matt Gdansky, the local prosecutor, and he was also reamed out with a large group of people, supposedly. I'm going to come forward at this time and state that I've had technology being used against me for the past 3 years where I've lost my life. I've been tortured, and these are federal crimes. And the FBI, when I asked them for help in the beginning, they told me I needed proof on various issues, and I have rock solid, crystal clear proof. When I approached the FBI and asked them to be interviewed, they didn't want to hear what I had to say, and they hung up on me. When the DC shooter and the woman from Connecticut died, they were using psychophysical weapons against these people. These are Americans who are dying because this is government technology, and it goes through Homeland Security, it goes through the military, it goes through satellites, and law enforcement supposedly does not allow access to this. This proves that you have a hypocritical system. Liars. I was also given a form by my MD about class 2 implants and given 2 shots. When I asked her for help and told her that the Fed said she was going to fry, she called the FBI on my behalf, supposedly. I also called the FBI on my behalf, and my friend, another one of my friends did. I will not bring up their name at this time to protect them. They've been a witness also for the past 3 years about various individuals stalking me and threatening the citizens of Vernon with a w.m.d. I want the citizens of Vernon to know I get two-way transmissions, and that Homeland Security or the NSA goes through your DNA, okay, and you can transmit and receive. Okay, you can look up the information yourself on the website Association Against Psychophysical Weapons, or Abuse of Psychophysical Weapons. But anyway, it's about psychophysical weapons. That's what's been used against me the past 3 years in Vernon. And the police department has denied me my federal and civil rights. And I've been tortured with this technology. I want to repeat that Americans have died from this technology. And I have Americans who cannot get near the center of Rockville because they're not allowed to sleep or they lose their bowels. These are the signs of technology. When the locals who are homeless happen to die from this technology being utilized against them, this is unacceptable. When Rockville Hospital denied me medical services and told me they would only help me if they could lie on the paperwork, and they told me it was per the federal government, this is unacceptable. As I make these statements to you, I may get choked or my speech may get out of whack. I've been threatened with psychophysical weapons. I want the American public to know that the FBI knowingly, willingly turned their back on the American public, and they're knowingly, willingly lying to you. I want you to understand that when Sandy Hook or these other cases where Americans are flipping out and using guns on their people, they're being manipulated with technology, and it's the federal government taking your gun rights away. You're owned by 4 different foreign countries, and you can't pay your debt. I'm one deep-ass motherfucker, and I want you to know that the federal government obviously lied to you about Kennedy, and we all know it. And there's crystal clear proof. We get Jesse the Body Ventura when he did his show, and when he used Oswald's rifle, he couldn't do the shots in the recorded time frame. And he's a better marksman than Oswald. That should tell you something. When the shots can't be duplicated with the same gun. That tells you hit teams. But there's a lot more to it than meets the American public's eye. Also, when you look at TWA Flight 800, the two streaks of light going up and taking the plane out. And I admit, I'm being vague. I'm candy coating this because I understand, that the feds can't handle the truth, that they lied to the American public and that they're incompetent. You have to understand, when your government lies to you and Americans are murdered with psychophysical weapons, and the Air Force Dosimetry Handbook clearly lists radio frequencies and microwaves on human organs. Okay? These people were pleading and crying for help and they couldn't get it. Your government knowingly, willingly turned their back on these people, and they knowingly, willingly lied and committed misprision of a felony. They're knowingly, willingly denying Americans the USC, and they're breaking it. They're committing federal crimes. And they're saying probably it's for national security and it's to cover up spy technology. Because America's behind Russia 3 to 5 years, and we all know that Putin's playing games with us. He's obviously a little smarter than certain people anticipated. I also want to state that at this time, the reason why I was a TI or targeted individual was John Kavanaugh made threats against me, Mike Bell made threats along with Doug Mace. I repeat, I have psychic ability, and I'm saying I repeat, and I haven't stated it in the first place, but anyway, I have precognitive abilities, and I dug up information on old murders, and I know a lot. And certain people, I'm going to give you a warning. I'm coming for you, and I know all about you. Understand? Murders? I know all about it. I'm sending you a message. I also want to send the American public a message that when citizens of Rockville, I'm sending you a message, I'm being attacked with attack because I'm going after the Vernon Police Department. When I came forward with various crimes, they didn't want to know. And I was threatened not to come forward. They also are, frauding the state of Connecticut and putting people into, say, psych wards. Okay, this is unacceptable. They're also pointing the finger at my MD, and when she calls Vernon PD or the FBI on my behalf, they say that she's the bad guy. But then they're telling me to my face there's no proof. When I was told I had a bomb in me, I couldn't get medical attention. And I was railroaded from here to Hartford Hospital. I was walked and given death threats. I'm not allowed a place to live. I was told that if I wanted help, I had to leave town. I had Pete Olson Sr. and Police Chief James Kenney and John Kavanaugh wave goodbye to me from the plaza. But I can't get help. And even though I report crimes and catch criminals in the act, Vernon PD acts like it's all in my head. And when business owners tell me they'd rather deal with me than them, and the Vernon PD lets criminals go, I want the citizens of Rockville to know the truth. Remember, every time I came forward to the Vernon PD to give a signed sworn statement, I was threatened or it was not allowed. I have no federal or civil rights in Vernon. They knowingly and willingly committed misprision of a felony against me. And I repeat, at this time, I'm not going to say I repeat, I'm being attacked with the tech. I want to sue the town of Vernon and the courthouse over here in the state of Connecticut and my MD. I also want to state that when I saw an attorney in Hartford, she was given a phone call about me and she told me to my face, I got a phone call about you this morning. Where do you get your weed? And yeah, I got psychic ability too. And she told me she knew Mark Layton in the plaza. Ask yourself this, if I'm not getting a raw deal, who gave her a phone call that morning? How did she know I was coming? Besides me making the appointment, who the fuck called her? You understand? And I'm being attacked with psychophysical weapons, so I'm being attacked mentally with technology. I'm going to cut this short, but I got overwhelming proof on old murders, and I'm coming forward. And certain people can suck my ass.